There is a moment, just before the music starts, when the world holds its breath. You feel it. That quiet anticipation, like the universe is waiting for something to break. It's not the music that comes first, but the feeling. The way the air shifts, as if the floor itself is holding its breath, ready to be moved. In that stillness, something happens. A spark, a pulse, a signal that the dance is about to begin. It's not just movement, it's intention. The cold open is more than a beginning. It's a promise, a quiet vow that what's to come will be felt, not just seen. And then, the music. Not a beat, but a breath, a sound that pulls you in, like a tide you can't resist. This is the cold open. Not just a moment, but a feeling. A place where stillness and motion meet, and the dance begins. So what exactly are we talking about? It's not just about steps or rhythm. It's about movement, memory, and meaning. Each dance a language of its own. Dance is a story told in silence, a conversation without words. It's the quietest scream, the loudest whisper, and every moment in between. Each movement carries a weight of history, of emotion, of a life lived in rhythm. To dance is to remember, to feel, to be fully present in the moment. And so, when we talk about dance, we're not just talking about art. We're talking about identity, about belonging, about the way the body can speak when the mouth cannot. This is not just a dictionary. It's a mirror, a map, a conversation across time and space, carried by the movement of the human body. You think you know what dancing is, but you never stop to ask why it matters. It's not just movement. It's a language, a history, a way of seeing the world that you've been taught to ignore. Every step, every turn, is a story waiting to be told. And yet, you walk past it every day, never pausing to realize how much of your own life is shaped by the rhythm of those movements. Dancing is how we remember. It's how we heal. It's how we connect across time and space. And if you don't care about it, you're missing out on something that defines what it means to be human. You don't have to be a dancer to understand its power. You just have to be willing to look, to listen, to feel. Because in the end, dancing is more than just movement. It's a way of being. And maybe, just maybe, that's the secret you've been waiting to uncover. That dancing isn't just something you do. It's something you live. The first dance was not a performance, but a ritual. A heartbeat in the dark, a way to speak to the unseen. It was language before words, a language of motion, of rhythm, of soul. Then came the courts, the temples, the streets. Dance became a mirror of power, of devotion, of rebellion. It told stories of gods, of kings, of the people who dared to move in silence. The 20th century brought revolution. Dance became a weapon, a form of protest, a cry from the heart. It moved with the world, with the pain, with the hope. Now, in the digital age, dance is everywhere. It lives in pixels and algorithms in the way we move through virtual worlds. It has not changed, only multiplied. The core idea is like a seed. It's small, but it holds the whole story inside. It's the first thing you plant, and from it, everything else grows. You don't need to know everything right away. Sometimes, you just need to hold the seed and feel its weight. That's where the magic starts. The seed doesn't tell you what it will become. It only tells you that it's alive, and that it's waiting for the right time to grow. That's the core idea. It's not about answers. It's about holding something that's real and letting it change you from the inside out. It's not about being right. It's about being open. And sometimes that's the hardest part of all. The first step is the setup. A quiet room, a blank canvas, and a mind ready to move beyond language. It's not just about words, but about how they shape and are shaped by the body. Here, we begin with silence, not as an absence, but as a presence. A space where meaning is not yet spoken, only felt. The body is the first language, and the mind is its translator. The setup is not just about the space. It's about the intention. Each word we write is a step into the unknown, a movement that begins before the body even moves. In this moment, the body is still, but the mind is already dancing, a silent internal rhythm preparing for the first step into the unknown. The setup is the beginning of a conversation between thought and movement, between the mind and the body. It's the quiet before the first step, the breath before the first word. The mechanism begins with the pulse of a single step, a moment that stretches the air and bends time. It's not just movement, but a quiet declaration of existence and rhythm. Each step is a choice made in silence, a quiet rebellion against stillness. It's not about where you go, but how you arrive there, with intention and weight. The body becomes an instrument, its joints and bones playing a score only the dancer can hear. It's a language of motion, written in the breath and the beat. Every movement is a negotiation between the self and the space it inhabits. The dancer doesn't own the floor. They ask it to bend, to yield, to remember. This is where the dance becomes more than movement. It becomes memory, history, and the quiet pulse of something unseen, something eternal. This is where the dance reveals its true character. The twist is not just a movement, but a shift in intention, a moment where the dancer chooses to defy expectation. It's a moment of conscious choice, a pivot that redefines the space around her. The twist is a mirror to the dancer's inner resolve, a silent declaration of autonomy. This is where the dance becomes more than a series of steps. It becomes a conversation between the body and the soul, a silent negotiation with gravity and time. The twist is not just a technical trick. It is a metaphor for resilience, for the ability to change direction without losing oneself in the process. In this moment, the dancer becomes both the question and the answer. She asks, "Where do I go next?" and answers, "I decide." There's a rhythm to the body, an unspoken language that flows beneath the surface of every move. It's not just motion. It's a pulse, a vibration, a heartbeat that connects us to something ancient and universal. Science tells us that movement is a form of communication, not just between people, but between bodies and the world itself. Every step, every turn is a conversation with gravity, with space, with time. When we dance, we're not just performing. We're translating emotion into motion, intention into form, and the invisible into the visible. It's a kind of alchemy, turning silence into sound, stillness into motion. This is the science humming beneath the dance. Not just the physics of movements, but the psychology of expression, the sociology of rhythm, and the poetry of the body in motion. To dance is to be both creator and vessel, to give form to the unseen, and to let that form speak for what words cannot. It's a silent scream, a whispered truth, a breath held between two hearts. Dancing isn't just movement. It's a language that speaks through the body. And like any language, it's built on words that mean more than they say. It's like trying to describe the taste of rain to someone who's never felt it. Words fall short, but the feeling remains, waiting to be understood. We try to name the feeling, but in doing so, we lose the feeling itself, like trying to hold water in your hands. So, We write definitions, but we never quite capture the full story. Just a whisper, a memory, a moment that still echoes. In the end, the dictionary is just a beginning, a guide to the infinite, a map to the unknowable, and a dance to the unspoken. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.